I request the Honorable Guest, Director CIMP, and the Chief Administrative Officer to come on the stage for lighting the ceremonial lamp. May I now request all the dignitaries to take their seat on the dais. Now, I request Adya to present sapling to Honorable Guest. Now I request Sanjana to present sapling to the Director, CIMP. I now request Shruti to present sapling to the Chief Administrative Officer. May I now invite PGP Coordinator, Professor Dr. Ranjit Tiwari to the lectern for the welcome address.
Good afternoon. The respected guest speaker, Director CIMP, Chief Administrative Officer, Chandragupta Institute of Management, Patna, my faculty colleagues and my dear students. In continuation to our Leadership Lecture Series program, today we have with us Shri Vibhash Kumar ji. He is the Executive Director at Indian Oil Corporation Limited. He is an alumnus of BIT Sindri. Completed his BTech in the year 1986 and started his career as officer in IOCL. Post that, changed several organizations and then finally became Executive Director IOCL. He is an post BTech. He has also done his Masters in Business Administration from FMS Delhi, and he has also completed his various management education programs, development programs and executive programs from MDI Gurgaon and ESCP Paris. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And I'm sure that our students will be obliged to learn from your knowledge and experience. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Professor Dr. Rana Singh ji, Chief Administrative Officer Kumoji, all the senior professors, and my loving young battalion of the students of prestigious institute, Chandgupta Institute of Management. What an important day. I am delighted to be here. I am honored. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I am more delighted that incidentally I am here on very important day. Today is 15th July. Anybody? What is the importance day? Importance of today, 15th July? Any youngsters, not professors? Today is World Youth Skill Day, which was adopted by United Nations in 2014. So very, very important day, and incidentally I am here all with the youngsters. Today United Nations has adopted this day for skilling our youngsters for their future, brighter future, and then we must engage with them so that they participate in all the things which we are doing as seniors, so that their future is very, very bright. So I am here, I am really delighted. It was incidental that I am here. Thank you, Professor Tiwari Sahab, for a brief introduction. And every time I go to youngsters, I don't miss any opportunity. Whenever I get the opportunity to be with youngsters like you, I also sometimes go to NIT Patna online, and then with my own institute, I have an institute at Gurgaon, which is called Indian Oil Institute of Petroleum Management, IIPM, which is situated at Gurgaon. I also don't lose opportunity to interact with all youngsters. We take freshers. Like after you people, like I was told that there are youngsters who have completed 1 year, and there are students who have just entered. So after entering, you will be getting placements in various corporates, right? Yes. So whenever they come to Indian Oil, I also take that opportunity to go to them and talk to them. So we are here. It's about 1 hour time which has been given to me, and I have not chosen any particular topic, though I was suggested to. So I'll be taking some time to have a general talk, then I will talk to you on some subject also. So I would love to have a two-way communication, rather than I showing you some topic and discussing on you, which will not have much remembrance after maybe 6 months down the line. So do you love two-way or one-way? And it's open. Now the discussion is open. So it's open, it's okay that we will have more interactions? Yes, sir. Okay, fine, that's fine. अब ये बताना है मुझे, it's okay, I speak little Hindi also. Who all want to become, what you want to become? Let me ask this way. Anyone, यहाँ से pass करके or maybe 10 years down the line, what all you want to become?
Business tycoon.
Like? I would love to know few names which you, nowadays the business tycoon, young business entrepreneurs or tycoon which you are reading. Any one or two names? Very nice. What else? Anybody? Ritesh Agarwal of Oyo. What about Baiju's Ravindran? Baiju Ravindran, have you heard?
Yes, sir.
What is the worth of that boy? I'll say boy. What is the net worth of that person? Okay, not necessarily. So all of you, let me tell that, all of you who all are here are much more capable than whatever name you have suggested. Because they did not have such bright background of academic background. You people are lucky that you are here in such a beautiful environment, in such a good institute, most emerging institute, I'll say. Right? If you people know about Gautam Adani, you know what he was doing earlier, selling soap, detergents on his scooter, okay? What Baiju Ravindran, who is at $250 billion, what was he doing? He was a math teacher, right? What is Ritesh Agrawal is a school dropout. So, what does it tell you? That you people have the capability of doing much better if you have a determination, strong determination, if you will, if your aim high, right? So only thing I want to convey you people that today, on this very important day, that you must have a very, very ambitious goal. Unless you have a very, very ambitious goal, you will not be able to reach there. So all of you should have a very, very big ambition. The time is changing, the touch is the way we were passing out that time and today India has changed a lot. Right? You all agree? You have read it? Today, India is the most emerging economy, one of the world's most emerging economy. We are the 5th largest economy, you are aware?
Yes, sir.
Right? So 25 years down the line, 30 years down the line, we were struggling to, okay, I want to go to a big corporate, right? We want to have a big position. So we thought it and we are here. So my only advice as a senior, that from today everybody should be aiming to become a business tycoon, a best entrepreneur. It's fine? Okay, thank you. So rightly said that I am here, I am working with Indian Oil Corporation for more last 35 years. The only small amendment from the Dr. Tiwari ji has said that I have traveled many departments and many places in the same organization. So I've been working with Indian Oil Corporation for last 35 years. I joined here and I'll be superannuating here. But nowadays things are not like that. Youngsters in IT company, my son, both the sons, they switch over in 2 to 3 years. Okay? So the world has changed, economy has changed, the employment is not an issue. We all agree?
Yes, sir.
That you have plenty of opportunities waiting for you, knocking at your door, provided you all have to excel in what you are doing. So here I will stop on this talk that you must not only aim high and you should have a high ambitions, but whatever you are doing, whatever work is assigned, whatever topic you are studying, whatever branch you are studying, whatever paper you are studying, each session you have to excel. There is no shortcuts, professors are there. I should not be speaking much, they teach. But even in 2016, I was a student attending class like this on my FMS days. The only thing, only mantra is to excel in whatever you are doing, the hard work. Okay?
Yes, sir.
One more thing, I just want to share one more secret. My chairman of Indian Oil Corporation, his name is Mr. S.M. Vaidya, okay? Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. Why he is important? Because he is the number one company of the country. He is heading a company. So he was here in Bihar for 3 days, 8th, 9th and 10th. He's a sports freak and also I not talk much thing on those things. Early morning he goes to cycling. Wherever he goes, he loves cycling and 15 kilometers cycling every day. On the pandemic days when he's not cycling or in Delhi when he's not able to cycle, he will be doing gym, some rowing instrument and all for more than 1 hour and all those things. So he's a sports person. Like our professor sir is also looking very fit, the chairman sir is also very fit. So we asked, very important, that one youngster girl like you who had just joined 6 months back, he asked, sir, I want to be in your chair. Down the line, I want to be in your chair. She had just joined from college. Give me some secret of how you have become. So many things leave apart. 2 or 3 things which he said, only 2 or 3 things I want to share. And it's good to listen to those people, even at my age. So one of the important message which he gave, first thing he said, because he takes care of his health, that your health is most important thing in your life. If you are not investing in your health, whatever knowledge you have, you will not be able to gather the fruits of it. So everyone should invest some time in their day-to-day life. हमारे बच्चे हैं, they all morning to evening they are on the PC and all, they are from IT world, okay? So we are worried as parents that they will wither away very fast, उनका health का. But the only thing which I want to say that even investment in health is very, very important if you want to go on top. The second thing which I just before said, that whatever work you are doing, never think that this work I should not be doing, I am not being assigned. He was taking leave from his career. He is also down the line from 35 years, he is 1 year senior to me in joining wise. So he said that whatever department, whatever functions I was assigned, I took it as I have to master it. So the point is, whatever papers you have, all the papers are equally important to get the highest CGPA, okay? If one paper which you don't like, you just leave it, and your CGPA in that, oh, I don't have to study economics, or maybe a biology. My son was in BITS Pilani, he says, biology first semester I left it. So his CGPA was low. I am giving practical example. Rest all, everything he has been getting 10, 10, 10. But overall, that one CGPA which was very low affects you. So everything you have to master. Whatever is being taught. Appeals to you? Makes sense? So as a device as a senior, when I am here, taking leave from some of my even senior, a more successful person, that whatever is coming to your plate, take it very seriously, master it. Professor will agree with me. Right? So shall we start any other thing which you people want to know? I am from the energy background, from the oil background. If I speak like this, I'll continue to speak on these subjects which is general in nature. But we will have some topic in how India and world right now is, what are the challenges at energy front, or maybe what is emerging as energy front. I can tell you something very basics. I'll not be covering in detail some PPTs which will not be very appealing. So I will interest that I give 1 or 2 thoughts to you which remain inside to you, rather than showing you 10 PPT slides or 20 PPT slides. So we'll be talking on energy front a little while from now. One last thing which appeals me a lot in the corporate world, which I feel that it should be inculcated right at the beginning, is the ethical value system. Large corporates get banished if they do not follow the ethical value system in their day-to-day working. Ethics, simple, moral. लाइफ में बच्चों से मम्मी पापा सिखाते हैं बच्चों के ये करना चाहिए और ये नहीं करना चाहिए. This is not good, this is immoral, this is moral. Similarly, when you come to the corporate world, there are a lot of things which will be thought about in the MBA. I am sure there will be a paper on the ethical value system. And I'm a very strong believer. I have watched a few, I'll say, not leaders, I'll not say, but few work executives on the value system. Those people who had a very strong value system may not have been very, very high rated performers, but they also have risen very fast, or they have gone up. So the management has an eye to look at those executives, those workers who believe in the ethical value system. Those organizations where the ethics is practiced in true sense rise. You want to buy products, purchase products from a company which you feel trust. Tata का कोई product होता है, trust and Tata goes together in Indian context. So Tata का कोई product होता है, कहीं business होता है, Tata Airlines says, Tata Singapore, Vistara, whatever name you get, Tata Steel. We feel that everything is reliable, not only for money, something beyond money. So ethics value system, if you try to inculcate at this young age, it will pay you dividend. Take it from me. That is again from personal experience, taking clue from several my friends, my batchmates, my juniors, my seniors. बहुत फास्ट चल रहे हैं लेकिन उनका ethical value system नहीं है, कहीं ना कहीं जाकर ट्रैप हो गए. So my appeal, my request, my advice, my friendly advice is to value this ethical system, most important in your life.
Excuse me, sir.
Right?
Sir, here.
Yeah.
Sir, here.
At the back.
Sir, this question I wanted to ask: as EVs are emerging into the market, how do you see it? If it will affect the petroleum
I'll
industry?
come to you. I have not touched petroleum. I'll give you time. I am conscious about the time, and I'll come to you. Right?
Yes, sure.
I thought you will be asking something related to ethical system or whatever I am covering.
Sure.
I'm coming to the point. Let me give. I have said that I'll be sharing few slides to you, which will have a clarity on your thoughts. What is happening? Unless you understand the EV and all, you will not be able to understand what is happening. So rightly, at the right time, you have interrupted, and I'll come back to the topic. Let me take you through a few slides. Slide changer is there? So let me take you what is happening at the energy front. Why energy is so important? Why energy? Slide छोड़कर भी कोई बता सकता है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. So I said that unless we communicate, it will not be very fruitful. So why energy is so important in everybody's life?
It's a basic needs.
Okay. Good. Okay. So there is a statement from Ban Ki-moon, very famous United Nations Secretary General. Energy is the golden thread that for economic growth, social equity and environmental sustainability. So we are talking of not only economical growth through energy, we are also talking social equity. And we are also, most importantly, talking that it is also important for sustainability. So energy is everywhere, not only economic growth, it is also for health, it is also for climate change, which is we all are talking. Right? So energy is everywhere. Without energy, there is no life. Right? Here, I'm just taking you through. You people might have heard or might not have heard. There is something called SDG. Have you heard this word? बहुत अच्छा. Have you heard this Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals? Okay, so nice. Seniors are there. So when was it adopted? Last this 17 goals. Any idea? कोई बात नहीं. Year से कोई मतलब नहीं होता. So what are these things? Anybody can say what is these things? 17 goals. Very broadly, I'm not looking for complete meaning or book definition or anything like that. थोड़ा सा आइडिया देखकर, स्लाइड देखकर भी. Anybody?
Welfare of the society, sir.
Pardon? Some mic is there, DJ? Can give the mic? Anything you can speak. There is nothing that you will speak only perfect answers.
Welfare of society.
Okay.
This is the corporate social responsibility of Indian welfare.
नहीं, CSR से इसको डायरेक्ट कुछ अभी नहीं है, बट यहाँ नहीं है. ये ऊपर में यूनाइटेड नेशंस का ये सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स है. वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज आई एम सेइंग. आई एम अगेन नॉट सेइंग मैनेजमेंट jargons, which will be little different. I want you people to participate. That's what I am trying.
Good evening, sir. Dheeraj here. So basically, it's a guideline or framework drawn by United Nations,
Very good.
in which it has designed to mitigate the risk of like global warming, climate changes.
Very
So
good.
in which the no poverty, that zero hunger. So these are the 17 goals that are meant drawn by the United Nations.
Very nice. It was adopted in 2015 so that by 2030 world becomes a peaceful and prosperous place for the citizens. Okay, very simple. So out of that, there is one goal number 7. It talks about life below water, health and everything. It talks eradicating poverty. One is that I have just selected that affordable and clean energy. So one of the goal world leaders have thought that we should have, that each citizen of the world should have clean and affordable energy. ठीक है? इतना तो याद रहेगा on the energy front? काफी है. Now why I brought that context of SDG is only that clean and affordable energy, right? So we as a citizen of India are also entitled to have a clean and sustainable energy available, affordable, right? Then the government, the leadership and the government departments have the responsibility of providing it to the citizens, to making it available. So one such strategy, one such statement leads to many actions. If we are to make the energy affordable to the citizens, then each government department has to act. So many things are happening thereafter. Okay? Simple? Okay. So before we proceed, what is happening, EV, hydrogen, so many things and all, let us discuss. That is something called Sustainable Development Goal, where it is there that we have to provide. So I am coming now to, what is this? What is being seen? Is the energy basket. What is this energy basket? स्लाइड को देख के या स्लाइड को बिना देख के भी कोई बता सकते हैं. Anybody can say. What is the energy basket?
Sir, all the energy or a renewable resource in one basket, sir.
One basket. थोड़ा सा और क्लैरिफाई करिए. देख के भी बताइए ना.
All the sources of energy.
Right. Where?
One basket.
Basket तो एक word है. What I am trying to convey you people, that every country will consume energy. Energy तो consume करते हैं ना. We all are doing. So what form of energy are there? जितने भी हम energy consume कर रहे हैं, अगर उनका percentage निकाले टोटल एनर्जी का, तो वो एक ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, राइट? हम कितना कोल, टोटल परसेंटेज अगर 100 है, 100 का कितना परसेंट जो भी एनर्जी हम कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं उसमें कोल कितना है. सो टुडे व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सस्टेनेबल गोल, क्लीन एनर्जी, इन्वायरमेंट, कार्बन इमिशन, बहुत सारे वर्ड्स हैं, फिर भी हम जितने भी एनर्जी कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं उसमें कोल का अभी भी परसेंटेज 44% है, राइट? कोल के बाद आप देखेंगे कि पेट्रोलियम ऑयल, ऑयल मीन्स पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स, पेट्रोलियम ऑयल, वी कंज्यूम नेक्स्ट विच इज अबाउट 25%. So if you combine these two, 45 and 25 roughly, so it becomes about 70% हमारा एनर्जी बास्केट जो है, कोल, not so clean, not clean, and oil also, if you know, diesel and all, they emit carbon dioxide. That's a very different thing. Now I should speak here also. Okay, then the gas. Gas is about 6%. So 76%. So the focus is that other form of energy which is not so damaging to the nature and all, we should also harness renewables, right? Solar, hydropower plant, right? So there is a focus shifting to biogas and other form electric vehicles and all, so that our environment and all becomes little cleaner. We don't emit so much that the temperature of the earth goes beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius. So all the organizations, which whosoever is involved, has to work a lot to make the SDC working, and I'll come back to another thing which is coming in the next slide. वो एक बार 2015 में होकर छोड़ नहीं दिया गया. So lot many things are happening at United Nations level and the each country level, which I'll be talking about the COP26 and all. But here the point to be taken is there should be attempt to reduce the consumptions of coal. Okay? बोलना आसान है, but coal पे dependency हमारी इतनी ज़्यादा है that it is not easy. It has an economical aspect. We can't switch over to renewables. Clear है? अगर आप लोग बिल्कुल मैं simplest words भाषा में समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. So not only that, we can straight away jump from coal to gas or coal to renewables. It is billions of dollars. Lot many investment. Resources cannot be switched over. So next attempt has started that we are changing the oil specifications. Okay? हम जो पेट्रोल और डीजल यूज करते थे उसमें जो भी इमिशंस होते हैं, whatever emissions we are doing, NOx levels, we call it Euro 4 और भारत 4 स्टैंडर्ड कार में आपने देखा होगा BS4. So BS5 किसी ने देखा है क्या? Why? Because we jumped. While companies were told to improve the quality of fuel, and the automobile companies were told to improve the compatible automobile cars, vehicles, so that we match the Euro 6 standards, which we call Bharat 6. So I'm proud to convey that we jumped in less than 2 years of the call, and we completed. Total time required is 5 to 6 years. So we have now petrol and diesel, which is the best in the world. I feel very proud. बहुत अच्छा लगता है बोलते हुए that in India we consume fuel which is one of the best in the world, rather the best in the world, not one of them. So our fuel efficiency, we improved our refineries. We invested about 60,000 crores of rupees, and we improved on the call of our leaders, Honorable Prime Minister, and we completed the BS6 standard of fuel. So imagine from the crude, we refine the petroleum products at our refineries, all the refineries, where the sulfur content and other contents were required to be improved such a way that it meets the world BS6 standard. तो BS6 standard करने का फायदा ये हुआ, ऑटोमोबाइल भी जब चेंज हो गई या फ्यूल भी चेंज हो गया. So our emissions, there are R&D reports that our emissions of BS6 is as good as उसके नीचे gas है, CNG, right? So we are also trying to improve our petrol diesel because we cannot ignore it. कोल का भी अभी कोल पे भी बहुत काम हो रहे हैं. The only thing here I want to say, though I am not from the coal industry, I'll show you, but the कोल का dependency इसलिए अभी suddenly when the after COVID economy is growing, our power requirement has gone up. So coal again we have the power plants, the power generating plants which we had thought to shelve, our NTPC and all. We had no other option to go back. चलिए अब गैस पे 2 मिनट और बोलकर फिर मैं आगे चलता हूँ. Gas का there is an ambition of the Ministry of Petroleum that in next 5 years this basket should grow to from 6% to 15%. So that is a statement ambition. That's a government says that increase the gas basket, gas consumption in the basket from 6% to 50%. Then the concerned ministry, concerned departments, down the line companies like IOC, VPC, GAIL and all has to do a lot of investment, lot of strategy, lot of working, where you will join and all will find. So gas, अगर हम बोल रहे हैं कि 6% से 15% करना है, तो हमें क्या क्या करना होगा? गैस का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ाना होगा. We'll have to improve the gas का infrastructure. So lot many works are happening. The gas which was available in the north part and all, where we import from Kandla, and the pipeline network, you should be happy that the gas trunk pipeline, it goes like electric trunk line. So gas ka CNG ka trunk line has moved from north to entire Bihar. It has come to Jharkhand. Now it is going to Guwahati. And Bihar, huge works are going on. Right now, while companies are investing more than 35,000, 40,000 crores of rupees in creating the trunk line, from trunk line to smaller line to industries, and From the same line, the pipelines are going to the petrol stations. So दिल्ली में जो CNG की बसें चल रही थी, अब पटना में चल रही हैं, अभी मुजफ्फरपुर में चालू हो रही हैं, आज फिर हम आरा साइड में. So lot many things we बहुत सब्जेक्ट डीप है, but simple में the works has started in such a way that huge investments are taking place and CNG का काफी investment हो रहा है and gases are coming. It is all leading to environment friendly fuel. Fuel we have to. काफी है. I'll be not touching much on the biogas, biofuel. Simple एक और चीज आप लोग सुने हों, क्योंकि आज के सेशन के बाद में कोई पूछेगा तो बताना होगा. दो और चीजें हो रही हैं कि पेट्रोल में इथानॉल, we mix ethanol in petrol. Yes. So ethanol blending, ethanol is as good as petrol you can mix. So there's a lot of thrust in ethanol, and agri state like Bihar and all, lot many things are happening at ethanol front. So the target which was there earlier to go to from 10% to 20%, that has been by 2030, that has been preponed to 2025. So we are working a lot. It also required to change our petrol storing method, technology and all. वहाँ पे भी जो material है, composition है, वहाँ पे भी rubber वगैरह जहाँ जहाँ आता है touch वो हमें change करना है. Aluminum, so lot many works are going on. So we will be switching over from 10% to 20%. Straight way 10% to 20% is saving in 10% of petrol, which is in thousands of crores. Right? ठीक है? Okay? Country एक और चीज बता दे. हाँ ऐसा है. हम जो पेट्रोलियम पदार्थ को, पेट्रोलियम को कंज्यूम करते हैं, कहां से आता है? Out of our requirement of petroleum product, we import about 85.5% of hydrocarbon in crude form. हमारी refining काफी है, so we don't import finished products unless there is emergency. But our crude we import about 85.5%. So we are import dependent country. बाकी हमारा जो बॉम्बे हाई में, कुछ असम में गैसेस होते हैं, but mostly we import about 85.5%. Now why it is so important for us to move to renewables, go to ethanol, go to biofuel, that the amount of percentage we save our foreign currency. Okay? इस साल का, लास्ट ईयर का 21-22 का import bill was doubled because of Ukraine war and all. Right? So it is about 120, very simple, 119.6, 120 billion US dollar. A year before it was 62 billion US dollar. So it is almost doubled. Just for information, some of our refineries also export the finished products. Like Reliance Refinery and all are importing crude and then refining and exporting it. So we have sufficient refining capacity. एक और चीज बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पे आप लोगों के लिए, हम ज्यादा स्लाइड नहीं जाएंगे और टाइम का ध्यान है, तो हम पेट्रोलियम का एक बास्केट पे ही थोड़ा सा रुक जाएंगे या एक स्लाइड और जाएंगे. Why it is so important to talk about energy in India? One is we are import dependent, so we have to be very careful. Secondly, most important is वहां पे है कि हम वर्ल्ड का थर्ड लार्जेस्ट एनर्जी कंज्यूमर हो चुके हैं. We are consuming, we are the number 3 country in consumption of energy. Okay, so lot of energy we are consuming, but most important thing is per capita energy consumption is very minimal. Our population is so high, right? So if you see Indian consumption per India's oil consumption per capita is 1.1 barrel per capita, which is 1/3 of China. So we hardly consume. So there is enough scope for oil to grow. As our economy is growing, oil will grow. Or when I am saying oil and gas both will grow, or whole energy will grow. So energy sector में बहुत सारा future है. So all of you who are passing out should also look at, it's a happening place after IT. IT तो आजकल सब लोग IT वाले हैं ना. So after IT or maybe whatever you say, energy sector, oil sector, petroleum sector is a happening place. Because we have to invest a lot, because we are growing. Very simple, one more information that whatever oil consumption, petroleum consumption we are doing will be doubling by 2040. So there's the consumption about 216, 210 million metric ton will grow to 430, 440 by 2050. So right now we are investing, Indian Oil Corporation alone, I don't have figure of BPC, HPC, 1,00,000 crores capex is approved and works are going on. Like in Barauni, we are expanding the capacity by 50%, 6 million metric ton to 9 million metric ton. So lot of things are happening at energy sector, and lot of things will happen in future to take care of the environment. So many things are being governed by environment. Quickly I'll run through, I have spoken that it is 1/3 and all. I'll try to give you one more thoughts here. Of course, India largest number of lacking electricity, cooking gas and all. So cooking gas के बारे में बहुत कुछ हुआ, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, उज्ज्वला कनेक्शन. So हम लोगों ने 9 crores दे दिए 2 साल में, और बिहार में भी बहुत कुछ दिया. These are people talk about the 4 pillars of energy. Okay, access, efficiency, security and sustainability. तो जब हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पे हम environment की बात करेंगे, and it will take, if I take this slide, it will take much time. So I'll just go one more thoughts. When we talk about the climate change, United Nations and all, like SDG, we also have a, we say Paris Summit and all. When we talk only about that was the Sustainable Development Goal overall, this is about the climate change. What is happening at the climate level? So there is a summits are taking place. So in 2016, one summit has taken place, and some place was taken by India. I don't have time, but I will talk most relevant thing which has taken place in COP26 in Glasgow, which happened in November 21. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी जाकर, I will be touching this, which is very important for you people who are having to do with sustainability and all. तो जब बात आ रही है कि डेवलपिंग कंट्री, वी आर डेवलपिंग कंट्री, शुड ऑल्सो इन्वेस्ट टुवर्ड्स द क्लीनर एनर्जी, राइट, रिन्यूएबल्स, सो दैट द अर्थ इज सेव्ड. सो इट रिक्वायर्स लॉट ऑफ मनी. सो वी ऑल्सो नेगोशिएट दैट ओके डेवलप्ड कंट्री शुड फंड इट एंड ऑल. बट इस COP26 जो ग्लासगो स्कॉटलैंड में हुआ नवंबर में, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से अपने पॉइंट्स को रखे हैं, जिसका नाम है 5 नेक्टार एलिमेंट्स. नेक्टार मीन्स पंचामृत, 5 पंचामृत की बात की गई है. सो एनीबडी हु विल बी टॉकिंग टुडे ऑन द एनवायरनमेंट विल डेफिनेटली बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द Panchamrit goals, 5 goals, which is leading all the oil companies and all for their future strategy, future investment into cleaner energy, right? So the goals which India has placed before United Nations is that first one is that India will increase non-fossil fuel. जो coal और petroleum है वो fossil fuel है, renewables वगैरह non-fossil fuel है. तो non-fossil fuel energy capacity by 500 gigawatts by 2030. The most important thing that you should be happy that on this front, to my information, about 50% work has already been completed. 250 gigawatts has happened. Of late there is some slowdown for some reasons which we will be talking if time permits, but that is happening. India will meet 50% energy requirement from renewables. पहले का ही थोड़ा कोरोलरी है. Carbon emission 1 billion ton, that's a big statement by 2030. So in COP26, India made much bigger statement than earlier 2016 one. The last two are very, very important. By 2030, India will reduce the carbon intensity of economy by 45%. And by 2070, India will achieve the target of net zero. Now, when a strategy country leadership signs with the United Nations, it leads to many actions. ऐसे तो नहीं होगा ना कि स्टेटमेंट दे दिया तो काम हो जाएगा, तो हर डिपार्टमेंट के पास इन टारगेट को अचीव करने के लिए बहुत सारे टारगेट्स, बहुत सारे मिशन, बहुत सारे स्ट्रैटेजी, बहुत सारे कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट आ गए. Very quickly I'll touch upon so that you people know what is happening. Is the government के नीचे जो सबसे बड़ी स्ट्रैटेजी है, डिपार्टमेंट है, उसका नाम है नीति आयोग. बैठे हुए हैं, मुझे काफी सब लोग जानकारी रखते हैं. तो ये जो नीति आयोग है वो आगे की स्ट्रैटेजी बनाती है, फिलॉसफी जो भी होता है, हर स्टेट क्या करेगा, सेंट्रल से कैसे होगा, कितनी फंडिंग होगी. वेरी ब्रीफ. उसमें कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑफ इकोनॉमिक, वो जो वहाँ पे मिनिस्टर्स होते हैं, उनकी एक टीम होती है. उसके अंदर में बिलो दैट देयर आर दीज मिनिस्ट्रीज आर रिलेटेड टू ऑल दिस एनर्जी आई एम टॉकिंग. Ministry of Power, Ministry of Petroleum, Natural Gas, where I come from. Ministry of Renewable Energy, अभी डायरेक्टर साहब बात कर रहे थे. Ministry of Coal, Department of Atomic Energy. So these are the departments who deal in with the energy. I was talking about petroleum. उनके नीचे कुछ और अथॉरिटी है, सेंट्रल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी अथॉरिटी, DG8, PNGRB एंड ऑल. अभी आपको काम नहीं है, बट वो ऊपर में समझ में लगी है कि 5 मेजर मिनिस्ट्री और भी छोटी मिनिस्ट्रियां हैं. Who will be driving those strategies? अभी छोड़ देते हैं इसको, आगे बढ़ते हैं. इसके नीचे हर सारी कंपनियां हैं, बहुत सारी IOC, BPC, HPC, ONGC, not many companies है, DGH है, बहुत सारे NTPC वगैरह है. So these are the departments who will be given the task. गवर्नमेंट खुद नहीं करेगी ना, काम तो कंपनियों को करना है. So I'll stop here and just to give a thought that when we are talking of renewables, we are talking of COP26 Panchamrit goals. We have talked about the energy basket हमारा कैसा है. हमारा गैस का बास्केट बढ़ना चाहिए, सो गैस पे बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट्स होंगे. पावर प्लांट्स जो कोल पे थे हम गैस बेस्ड ले जा रहे हैं. वेरी क्लोज टू दिस प्लेस आई गिव सम एग्जांपल लाइक इफ यू गो टू फ्रॉम हियर टू बरौनी में एक यूरिया का फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट बंद पड़ा हुआ था. देयर इज अ पावर प्लांट व्हिच वाज क्लोज्ड. सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज वी आर रिवाइविंग ऑल दोस थिंग्स एंड पुटिंग इट बैक टू द गैस. पहले जो फर्टिलाइजर था नाफ्ता पे था, या फिर कोल फील्ड भी बहुत सारे थे पुराने वाले. सो वी आर कन्वर्टिंग इट टू द गैस बेस्ड. सो नॉट मेनी एक्शंस स्टार्ट्स. So all these actions are being driven from the climate change, energy, clean energy, affordable energy. There is a mission to provide electrical connection at each house. Okay, Bhagyasri. So not many projects are there where the people are, the companies, the government departments invest, funds are sanctioned and activities are taken place. Now the world is changing on the environmental cause. So the most important thing is the transport sector, where we invest, we spend diesel, maximum diesel, which we also sometimes import. Otherwise, out of total basket, this power, I'll take you if I have, I'm not remembering if I have. Here is there. So we consume about 39-40% of the diesel out of the total basket of oil, right? So diesel पे बहुत सारे खर्च होते हैं. क्यों diesel? Because transport sector is diesel driven. So transport sector पे target करके बहुत सारे काम हो रहे हैं. Even in your city and all, the buses which were running on the diesel has been asked to change over to electric and gas. Okay? सो ईवी भी एक फॉर्म है, एक ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर को ऐड करने का एनर्जी का, जहां पे हम स्विच ओवर करेंगे डीजल से या कार को, पेट्रोल ड्रिवन कार को इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल पे. ओके, सो इफ यू वांट टू आस्क राइट नाउ, यू वांट टू आस्क, टेल मी व्हाट वाज योर क्वेश्चन.
Sir, I will ask you, how much would it impact?
How much it will impact? See, any such thing evolving, emerging energy and all, What's your name? Harsh. Any such emerging form of energy or form of mode and all will depend on how fast it is adopted. Okay? So adoption of EV has taken a little backseat because of you might have heard about the Ola scooters, lot many things you have heard, the way they have set up factory and all, and because of some regulations not being there, electric vehicle has taken a backseat because of the accidents taking place on the battery. So most important, most challenging thing is again there is not the vehicle but the battery. So battery, lot many research are taking place. We are dependent on the lithium and all imported. We don't have. Then again the environmental aspect is there about the disposal of the battery. There is one school of thought which I should also say that what are you doing in the EV? What are we doing? We are charging. तो चार्ज करने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए? पावर चाहिए. पावर कहाँ से आ रहा है? So unless we move this coal, thermal, EV, in true sense, we are shifting the pollution from local, wherever we are driving, to the power stations. But the pollution as such, emission as such, carbon emission as such, is not getting reduced. Okay? But at the same time, the city gets cleaner. So not many research are taking place on the battery. Whole world is doing. I can only say that Edenal also has been working. We have an R&D center at Faridabad. So we are working on a different technology. It's called aluminum foil technology, where we have procured or tied up or joint venture, whatever you say, an Israeli company, we are working that it will be aluminum foil in water. And the battery need not be charged anywhere when it gets consumed, aluminum foil. So you go to that place and gets that strip foil replaced. So we have pilots have already started working at our R&D center. People say there are two things about the energy. यहाँ पर हम रुक जाएंगे. एक तो liquid is the energy of the past. Okay, gas is the transition fuel, right? It is getting transition from the renewable and the liquid. It is a transition fuel. Some people say that this transition will be longer period. However, the future energy is about the hydrogen. Hydrogen cell is going to be the future of the energy. Lot many research are taking place. We have put up hydrogen plants also in our refineries. And these investments are going to yield result. Most efficient, in a very small volume you can have maximum thermal efficiency. And that is going to be the main research area. Japan has done lot many works. And you will find that Japan is going very fast on the hydrogen energy. EV, people are putting some question marks also.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So
I'm open, I have completed. I'll close this. I'll help it. And I'll take some for discussion. Okay.
So I have a question related to solar.
Yeah.
So MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have introduced many subsidies for the residential segments in our society. They are giving subsidies to install the solar. But still households finds it difficult to install as it is very expensive. So don't you believe that's a challenge for us, the price factor in solar?
Let me first acknowledge that I am not, day to day I don't deal with solar. Okay, it is under a different department. But whatever I have studied and interacted based on that, one is that solar, lot many investments are taking place again in India. You might have heard that one of the largest business house has purchased a very, very big EV company. So like Reliance, let me put nothing wrong in that. They have purchased a lot many, whatever we were importing. So a lot of investments are taking place so that EV, that the panels, solar panels and all becomes more affordable. The more challenging thing was the quality of the panels. So there is a lot of improvement is also taking about the sustainability, means the affordability of it. Besides affordability, the quality aspect of it. If you go to Gujarat and all, that's the most prosperous state. We all know even the gas consumption in Gujarat is more than 15%. The gas basket, if you put states, Gujarat it is more than 15%. Okay, so there I find that most of the houses will have a solar system. So it depends not only the cost of the solar system, the subsidy part of it, and then the drive from the state also. So it is going to be slowly evolving, and I'm sure that sooner it will be also getting installed in like all the offices and all today we have. All offices we have solar. Like I'm putting up a office in like a good building in IOC building in Patliputra, where it will be a total green building. So entire roof is having solar panel. Slowly it will come to the domestic also in every part of the country. This is what I understand to my limitations.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Haji. थोड़ा माइक दे देंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा सबके लिए, हम तो फिर भी सुन लेंगे, उधर से नहीं सुनेंगे. I think I can come here and you know.
So as the government of India has committed for a significant reduction of carbon emission by 2030. So what are the IOCL goals, since oil consumption will also decrease in India due to its government policies? So is IOCL diversifying its business so that it remain in green?
Okay. ठीक है. I think you didn't hear me. The answer is no and yes both. Both means first part का no है. No ये है कि deplete नहीं कर रहा है 2030 तक. I said that by 2040 the oil will go double the present consumption. So right now we are consuming about 216 million metric ton. The estimate is not done by Indian Oil also or India also. Not many agencies, IEA and all, not many agencies are there. And all the agencies, all the scenario, there is different scenario will be there. If you go to business analysis and all, the energy requirement of India and all. So rapid disruption scenario and all those scenarios, people are very, very clear that oil consumptions will be 400 plus million metric ton, which is about 200 by 2040. So we are very bullish about oil consumption. We are very confident. That's why I said that right now means we are invested 1 lakh crores in capital investments. Right in Bihar, in Baroni refinery, we are investing 25,000 crores. Right? So expansion is going on. So Indian Oil and Bharat Petroleum, Hindustan Petroleum for that matter, Reliance and all, who are also exporting oil and all. We are very clear that oil is not depleting for next 10-15 years. First. Second, we can't be sitting that by 2040 we will take action on the renewables. So lot many things are happening not only by Indian Oil, all oil companies. Again going back from ministry and all on the gas and all, gas which is being governed by PNGRB, Petroleum, that is again a department I saw. So they auction the GA, it's called geographical areas. So that auction takes place where 2-3 districts are combined, and it is auction in terms of who will be doing how much investment in gas. You should be happy that out of all 38 districts, GAs, Bihar is already auctioned. 66% of GAs are with Indian Oil Corporation. Right? And lot many works are happening, so we are also switching over from oil in a big way to gas. We have invested a big company, Israeli company on battery. We have huge investments in hydrogen. Not only that, all oil companies, all petroleum companies are working much bigger things on the environment sustainability aspects. I'll tell you one story, sir. Mathura refinery and Gujarat refinery. Both these refineries, Gujarat is already implemented, Mathura is under implemented. We consume lot many water to our refinery processing, cooling and processing. We have a power plant, so huge water is there. So what we were doing, we were drawing water from the nearby river. We paying for it, but we are taking the water and processing, and again through STP we are returned. throwing it and through again the pollution and all. We did a project on the circular economy you call, or the sustainability aspect you call, environmental aspect. The entire effluent from the city, we constructed through the government, state government, the STP and all, water effluent treatment plant, and the city effluent is becoming the input for the refinery. So entire cost in hundreds of crores we have gone. So अभी क्या है, city का all water we are taking as a input for our refinery process and we are returning it. So it is circular. So like this, lot many projects are taking place where we are trying to address the environmental issues. So water cycle, which is called negative water cycle project. Not only we are not consuming river water, we are also recycling the city effluent. So lot many things are happening on all those companies. Okay. We have also some investments abroad on the gas and all. LNG import terminals we have constructed in and all. So not many things are happening and companies has to do it to survive for a longer period. Thank you. Sir, difficult one. Sir, we'll try.
Sir, I have a small question for my
Sir.
students.
Sir.
Some of the bright students of ours, if they wish to join Indian Oil Corporation, I want to understand their journey, how they start as management trainee, how do they apply, and how do they gradually scale up the organizational hierarchy.
Each organization, like Indian Oil also, we have recruitment for technical persons, engineers. We have recruitment for finance persons. We have recruitment for IT persons, and we have also recruitment for managers. They all enter, all. I am saying whether it is a lawyer, law graduate, whether it is engineering graduate, whether it is a management graduate, they all enter at the same level. Right? There is exam. Some institute there is a campus also. We also go to some places on campus, but mostly through exam. Before exam there is a qualifying, like engineering there is a gate. And after that there is a group discussions and the interview. And all recruitment we call it A grade, at the lowest level. And all has to rise from there. There is no mid-level entry so far in Indian Oil Corporation. So anybody you find in Indian Oil Corporation, right, either chairman or our directors, our director HR is a management person, is a MBA from BITS Pilani, right? Everybody has entered on the same platform, and it is the rise which has to take place. Somebody gets faster promotion, somebody gets not so faster promotion, but then the people get into it. And I do not know from your institute anybody has joined Indian Oil Corporation. I have to check, sir. But it is the same, sir, and the opportunities are immense. We are today one of the, all public sector, one of the best pay masters after all the pay revisions and all. So we get, to my understanding, people from IIT also come. IIMs also we used to go, we have our colleagues in our level or one grade junior. GMs and all level from Ahmedabad, Bangalore and all, whom I know personally. Of late there are entries from Lucknow, Indore and all. I am not sure about sir, but I will be looking forward for all the bright people. That's why I said energy is a happening place. And let me tell you, I should not be speaking, but let me reveal it. I was traveling with chairman, and there is no secret, he also loves talking. So I had opportunity for from here to Baroni to Motihari to here and all. 12 hours sitting with him. Not many things we talk. So suddenly we started talking about the family. I know he had 2 sons. And that will answer the question of oil security and all. I said, where are both sons, sir? He started laughing. You don't know? So he said, my elder one is joined Indian Oil Corporation. He is right now in Panipat working in shifts. And the second one is working in the HPC Vizag refinery. So why I am giving this example? The chairman is putting, and both are engineers from good college. He is from NIT Rourkela, he himself. And both the sons are from good college. I am not remembering, he said something. So a chairman has also, when they were getting into the job, he was already director, not chairman, must be, or maybe the second one. So a chairman is putting his sons in petroleum business, one in IOC BHPC. That means that he is very, very sure about the future of oil. Nobody will be better informed. So not only the future of oil, also that Indian Oil is a great company. It takes care of people in terms of financials, in terms of social status. So no better example, sir, that how good it is for the people to join. And he says that I had also, he said that we were interacting with the, there's an organization of petroleum, OPEC chairman. He said he was talking, anybody's son or daughter working in petroleum industry. So he said, I raised both hands. Both the sons are working. Of course, they are technical technocrats and all. IT boys are not much bullish. Like my son has passed out from good institute. But if I say IOC, they'll say, come on, I will not. But then, good recruitment, good people, good boys are coming. So there's a lot of scope. Exact which exam for MBA is cut off, I am not remembering. For engineers, I'll share with you, or is GATE. GATE is the cut-off score. Thereafter all the exams are done.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir.
That was a simple one, I thought it would be difficult. Sir, anything, sir? Simple one. Professor, sir. Anybody? Otherwise, my
Good evening,
question
sir.
करने वाला हूँ.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, speaking strictly professionally, would you perceive the emergence of any clean energy alternative as a threat?
I'll not take it as a threat. It's a challenge. And I wish that I would send a film, or I want to show you a film, or you can go to the website. We have an R&D center. We call it Research and Development Center, where all our scientists, PhD, सबके नाम के आगे doctors हैं. And they work in about, first campus was about 50 plus acres, and second equal big campus has come up now. All are working on newer energy, technology, okay, equipment, instruments. The country has to, world has to grow, company has to grow. If you go there, you will have a bike, looks like a moped. I'll show you a picture of my chairman. So he will write, it's a hydrogen cell driven cycle, tricycle, cycle. So we don't take it as a threat. We are investing a huge on that. And for you youngsters who join us, we'll have to go 20, 55, something like that. Correct? जब आप 60 साल के होंगे, तो उस समय आप लोग maybe around, you people are around, if I'm not wrong, 2000 born, 2001 born, 1995 plus. ठीक है? उससे लेकर 2000, 2001, 2 के होंगे. हमारा बेटा भी अभी पास कर रहा है, so I'm guessing that way. So we have to take the company, such huge company. Can't imagine the profit. The profit of this company, many big companies aspire to have a turnover like that. Whereas our profit is only 0.6%, which is very poor for many standards. So 7,30,000 crores is the turnover. So such big company cannot take emerging energy, emerging technology, emerging form of cleaner energy as a threat. It's an opportunity. Right?
Yes, sir.
We are doing lot many works. If I start talking, I wish that कभी हम बैठ जाए, हम प्रोफेसर लोगों को बोलेंगे कि आप लोग थोड़ा आराम से रहिए, हम आप लोगों के साथ बात करते हैं, 3-4 घंटे बात कर सकते हैं, क्या क्या काम हो रहा है. Huge works are taking place. हर कंपनी में. World is changing. The India is changing. We should be very proud of it that we are in India. अब जहाँ पे बगल में एक कंट्री है, they are getting now almost, पता नहीं क्या होगा, मैडम लोग, प्रोफेसर लोगों को पता है, बगल के कंट्री में ऑयल तो छोड़ दो, खाने को नहीं है. Only because of the oil. Oil prices assumed they don't have money to import. I worked in that country for 3 years on deputation. I put up a big plant. Very rich people, some of them, but the problem is only 10% of the people are controlling the entire country, and they are fled away. They have London and Australia, they have the house. So what we should be very proud of this country, that in this country there are leaders, they are visionary, not only in the political, the corporates, right? We have people who are heading entire IT, है ना? नाम बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Nadella, Pichai and all those. You have another 20 in the making of Nadella and Pichai. I can bet on you. There are 20 such youngsters who are ready to take over such big company, not to take over Google and be on that seat. 20 big companies are emerging where Indians are driving, and they will be coming to India also. So we should be very, very proud of it that we are working in. We are born in this country, right? Let's clap for it. There's a proof I can discuss anytime, or if you read, you will feel it. We are the fastest growing.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Asif Ali. Recent news has that our Union Road and Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that within a coming of 5 years we will ban the petroleum. But as a power engineer, I have a curiosity that if we have go to the Go Green Energy, then Go Green Energy have some constraint is there, because in solar there is some seasonal effect is there. For wind, we have to have some certain area where wind speed is at a particular limit where turbine can round up there. Then how can you see that a Go Green or a green energy will spread all across the India with the suitable infrastructure which we have?
You want me to comment on what?
That comment on may Go Green energy.
Comment on that statement? The answer is no, I do not know. I cannot comment on that statement 5 years. I have spoken enough. I have given you enough input to understand that what is going to happen 5 years down the line. Unless there is a major disruptions by the policy decisions, which you can envisage in such a large country, everything has to evolve. Everything has to evolve. The evolve process can be little expedited, right? But it cannot be totally switched over. For example, like we were pushing the LPG to rural areas. We were pushing literally last 2 years. घर घर में जाके आप गैस सिलेंडर ले लो. But there is a limitation. We have not reached 100%. तो वो थोड़ा सा statement उधर रख के आप अपना इस पे focus करिए कि what is happening.
Will it affect the efficiency of energy, green energy?
No, I have not understood exactly how it will affect the efficiency of green energy. What do you mean by efficiency?
Not effect of green energy. I'm telling that we have an infrastructure which is basically built on thermal power. So, for the efficiency of green energy, which we are going to substitute.
Hey, have you heard that I said that in the recent time, when the power requirement has gone up, again in the COVID, post-COVID economy recovery, summer. We had decided not to put any thermal power plant, okay? Coal waste. But have you heard that, have you read the article that Coal India or even the power generation company has been asked to import coal. So they are importing coal. इससे ज़्यादा क्या बताएंगे आपको? And coal, it can slowly wind down. Overnight नहीं होगा.
Okay, thank you.
Use cost. I think I have exceeded my time. Sir.
Sir, one last question.
Sir, आप तो हमें कोई time की problem नहीं.
For my junior student, the young students who join in the current year, they would love to go for summer internships. So, out of the two locations, Barauni and Mathura, which one is relatively having more opportunities or in a specific domain? Maybe in HR or in marketing?
Maybe, I think earlier also we have arranged. This is not the, sir, for your information, sir. Some interns we had accommodated or maybe taken on all. We give preference to the students based on their logistics and all, where they will be staying and all. For us, Mathura and Barauni are both equals. The newest of it is Paradip. Paradip has some new things. So if we go to Paradip, we'll have some new thing. Same for Barauni, if you go, you will find lot many works going on.
Okay.
All are equal, same management and all. We will be accommodating few of them on the Paradip. There is no issue on that.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I have one question. Good evening, sir. Sir, as you said, India is changing. My question is about 2 years ago, on May 17, 2020, India opened nuclear energy space to private players, but only for cancer research. My question is, when can we expect private players to get into nuclear energy production commercially, sir?
I'm not an expert on nuclear energy, sorry, I'm not able to tell you. When your question is also that when we will be opening for commercial purpose on nuclear, I am sorry.
Good evening, sir.
But 1 second before that, 1 second, Abhijit. You are aware that some investments are also taking place, some major investments are also taking place on the nuclear energy. Indian Oil also has taken a participative equity on the nuclear power plants in Rajasthan, right? So things are changing. It's not that the nuclear corporation and all are holding the entire things. But nuclear power and nuclear power is such a strategic thing that it cannot be overnight. There are a lot of other repercussions. So government will decide. Nobody can guess when it will open. Hadi.
Good evening, sir. My name is Abhinav. Sir, we recently witnessed the pandemic era and we also witnessed the Russia-Ukraine war. And due to these situations, there are various up and downs in the oil market as well. So as you said, sir, we are oil dependent country. So how the IOCL, the leading organization of our country, handle these difficult situations, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abhinav, very pertinent, very contemporary question, okay? So I'll touch on the pandemic time. Pandemic time, I'll tell you कितना time है अपने पास? है? 5-10 minutes.
As much as you want, sir.
नहीं, हमारे पास नहीं, आप ही लोग का time. See, pandemic time was the most challenging for the entire world. For once in lifetime, whatever has happened. Being heading the 2 states, I am also heading the Jharkhand. I am also heading all activities of IOC in Bihar and Jharkhand. The refinery part, I have a colleague who takes inside the refinery. We had the most important challenge is to save mankind, not only the energy. Not only the managing the logistics, I use the word, not only maintaining uninterrupted supply chain of the petroleum product, especially घर में खाना बनाने का. Cooking gas किसी के घर में बंद नहीं हो और किसी को गोडाउन में नहीं जाना पड़े. सब लोग गोडाउन में जाएंगे तो लॉकडाउन बंद खत्म हो गया. So हमारा most important task था सबके घर में गैस पहुंचे. जो भी व्हीकल्स चल रहे थे, खासकर मेडिकल व्हीकल्स एंड द पुलिस व्हीकल्स, उनका बंद नहीं हो. सब who are running? People only. Where people are saying घर के अंदर रहो, nobody will move out, but somebody has to move out to deliver the gas. Somebody has to be there at the petrol pump, and somebody has to go to the refinery and somebody has to go to the bulk storage locations to fill up cylinders and fill up tankers. So that challenge was the most important. Not only that, we were picked up by Ministry PMO to run the liquid medical oxygen logistics in entire country. IOC was assigned, right? Right at 10:30, I was given a call that you wake up so and so. I not name, very senior officer who was heading the transport department. He said he is not listening, not picking up. I said, you will not pick up an unknown number at this time. So we did many things during pandemic. Very simple that, sir, I imported 23 containers from US, mint for Bihar, and got it through Air Force transport. Huge containers, one aircraft carrying 3 containers. And there is nothing to unload at Patna. Nothing was there at Ranchi, so it got unloaded at Panagarh. And all these 23 were running from Jharkhand oxygen Bokaro plant, and there is a 3 Linde and all at Jamshedpur, Bokaro, filling up the liquid oxygen coming to Bihar, filling in the cylinders and getting distributed. Whole day, whole night, I am not exaggerating, not boasting. You people are very young, nothing for me to boast and get here. I was sleeping, earliest I was sleeping at 2:30 a.m. All the vehicles I was tracking in the WhatsApp group, myself, the Transport Commissioner of Bihar, Transport Commissioner of Jharkhand, they were instructed. And anywhere vehicle were given the almost green channel. I say there was no another channel, but they were given the green channel. All the hospitals in Delhi, we started supplying oxygen. Panipat, refinery, all our production we stopped. We also use oxygen. So lot many works we did, okay? The most challenging was the throughput of the refinery has to cut down because the petrol consumption had cut down, diesel consumption has cut down, but the LPG consumption has cut down. So we are importing the LPG and running at the throttle. जैसे गाड़ी में आप एक्सीलेटर नहीं चलाओ ना, बिना एक्सीलेटर का हम गाड़ी चला रहे थे. So we are running the refinery at 65%, 55%. उतना चला रहे थे कि बंद नहीं हो जाए. So that is the most challenging to maintain the supply of refinery. बंद हो गया तो पूरी logistics फिर disturb होगी. So petroleum consumption has come down. Not many things had happened. So during the pandemic we managed. We also managed because consumption नहीं हो रहे थे तो हमारा profit कहाँ से होगा? But crude के prices कम हो गए थे, right? There is no consumption. We managed LPG and all. We don't look at the IOC on the profit part. And the second part is little embarrassing to answer right now, but we all know that private players have stopped selling from their petrol stations. Only you will find at IOC petrol station and some BPCHPC petrol stations. We are incurring huge loss. I am not using the word at this position, but we are incurring huge loss per liter of petrol which you are buying. Right? We will look for, we are pressing to government to compensate, whether compensation comes or not, it's a matter of time. But these are the challenges being a responsible company, that too in public sector. Hey. Okay. We'll close it or? Thanks, sir.
Hello.
Anybody has some other thing which rough idea about the petroleum industry, energy basket and all whatever?
Sir, my question is, what is difference between Brent crude and WTI crude?
दोनों क्रूड है, बस इतना ही समझना है. दोनों अलग अलग सोर्स से हैं, अलग अलग सोर्स से हैं. दोनों की क्वालिटी देखो, अब टेक्निकल डिटेल में जाने से कोई फायदा नहीं है आपको यहाँ से. दोनों के सोर्स अलग है. देयर इज ए मार्किंग बेंचमार्क ऑन द क्वालिटी एस्पेक्ट. ब्रेंट क्रूड इज ए लाइटर क्रूड, ओके. वो थोड़ा उसमें आपके जो बॉटम आउट होते हैं वो कम होते हैं, तो वो लाइटर डीजल वगैरह उससे ज्यादा निकाल सकते हैं, तो थोड़ा सा उसका प्राइस अलग होता है, बट बेंचमार्किंग होती है. ठीक है?
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
राइट. Let me tell you that these questions were very intelligent questions and very pertinent questions. I loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Professor Dr. Rana Singh, Director CIMP, to present memento to honorable guest. Now may I request Professor Sriranga Vishnu to deliver the vote of thanks.
I'm audible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, distinguished speaker for the day, Sri Vibhash Kumar ji, ED, IOCL,
heartfelt thanks to you. You have taken your time out to deliver your lecture and you have shared your insights with us, and insights from your personal life, from your professional life, and then from the energy sector. So that was a wide range of insights that we got today. And thank you so much, sir, for that. My heartfelt thanks to our director, Dr. Rana Singh ji, for taking up such kind of initiatives, this lecture series and all, for young people, young students who have joined here. And right from the beginning, we are trying to set up such kind of standards for you, inculcate such kind of thought process, so that you become good leaders when you enter into the business world and corporate world. My thanks to our Chief Administrative Officer, Sri Kumar Kumarji. He is basically a driving force behind many of the administrative and the academic activities here. So heartfelt thanks to him as well. Thank you all my learned colleagues here. We work together. We try to make this institute a better one. Thanks again and for coming and sharing the space with all the participants and the esteemed speaker today. Thank you all. To young minds who are sitting there, I understand that all these kinds of interactions that happen, they are going to help you a lot in your coming future. So welcome, and to say that you are spending your time here, make best use of that, because we came to know not many things today, and all those things through our different kinds of lecture series, and the one that happened today is going to make you a better human being and a better corporate leader tomorrow. That is what I expect. We have got lots of committed staff, some of them present in this auditorium today, and many of them working outside there. So my thanks to them as well. Not everyone is seen here, but then all these preparations, it takes efforts of not many people. So my thanks to them, and final thanks to people from, any representatives from our media who take some time out and who try to highlight the happenings of this place to the outer world. Thanks to them as well. Thank you.
I now request everyone to please arise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Have a great day. Jai Hind.
Please take your seats quickly. Good evening, everyone. I hope the session was enlightening, invigorating, enthusiastic. You see the energy level at which he has been talking? You'll be surprised, he's inching towards his retirement. And at this age, he's maintaining such level of energy. Isn't it very inspiring and motivating? Yes. Good. There were two questions which I asked from him. One was pertaining to the final placements and one was pertaining to the summer placements. For those of you who are keen towards, because Indian Oil is one of the biggest employers and one of the most rewarding employers in the country. I'm sure if you look at, or if you heard him talking about the thousands of crores he was talking about, I had one of my students who was pursuing doctorate under me, and he was DGM of the Mathura refinery. So he was one of the senior most guys located there. He was my doctoral student, so I used to get all updates pertaining to the entire Indian Oil operations at Mathura. So those of you who wish to make up your career in the domain of oil and petroleum sector, you have a lot of opportunities. Let me just, I think this is the senior batch? Yes, good to understand, and this is a junior batch. Wonderful. For those of you who wish to make a career in all these sectors, especially HPCL, you have then GAIL, Indian Oil, HPCL. Let me give you very clear understanding. These public sector undertakings and the Navratnas, they are one of the best paymasters. You would be surprised to know the salary, what their management trainee gets. So if you wish to know about it, probably spend some time and please go through some of the newspapers. One is Employment News, one is Times of India. These two newspapers, you get to see the latest job openings, though I myself have been trying my best to send the various career opportunities, especially in the government sector like Navratnas. I'm sure some of you might have been receiving some mails from Gaurav. Yes or no? Yes. So some of the mails from Gaurav, and even I would like you to go through some of the newspapers so that you keep yourself apprised. And I have started the process of aptitude testing. I'm sure some of you have started attempting it. So this is a step towards making sure that you're more confident and competent and more skilled towards taking the online test or aptitude test. So now you have two tests to undergo. One is the aptitude test and second is that is in the online mode. So your skills towards taking the online test also gets tested. So I think I've already requested the placement team to start working on conducting the aptitude tests so that you become relatively more efficient, more effective in the process of taking the test and are able to crack the test. Very soon we're going to structure a new center for government jobs. Center for? Government jobs, because I'm sure many of you understand that from the purpose or from the dimension of safety and security, it's considered to be very, very important. So this center would be committed towards making more number of placements in the government jobs for those who are keen. Because there are two types of people, especially those who wish to join the corporate world, those who wish to join the government sector. So very soon we'll have a dedicated center which will enable the students to understand the nitty-gritties of what is expected out of them in government jobs pertaining to maybe civil services, public sector undertakings, government banks, other government organizations in the state, outside the state, and so on. So this is for you. Coming back to the juniors, well, let me help you understand the basic intent behind inviting such, leaders of the corporate world. I'm sure you understand. He asked some questions to you. When was SDG? और हिंदी में पूछें तो SDG का प्रादुर्भाव कब हुआ? When was it introduced by the United Nations? Anybody who can tell me the year? So for those of you who were not sleeping, you know the answer, right? So probably these are some of the questions of the interview which you are asked and at times you fail to answer. But in such sessions, you get some brilliant leaders who ask the questions, shake your mindset and you understand, wow, I think I got one more update. You get the practitioner's perspective. You get the? So there are two perspectives of knowledge. One is the academician's perspective and the other one is practitioner's perspective. Both the perspective are equally important. So once
the academic perspective which you get in the class, if that gets supplemented by the practitioner's perspective. Have you seen the pizza? Is the pizza complete without the toppings? No. So the special lecture series, they act as the toppings on the academic knowledge of the base which you get inside your academic session. So there are a couple of requests from all of you. If you can come in formals, it will give a better image about the institution. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
This is one. Second, once you are sitting, please have the right posture to sit. At least you should learn how to sit. And not because of discipline perspective, but to make sure your backbone is in the right shape. You do not know what is the cost of getting your backbone repaired once your L1, L2, L3, L4, L5 starts taking some unwarranted positions. Please try and find out. Millions of rupees does not get you back in the original shape. So I would request all of you to learn how to sit on a chair. That's the first learning, because you're going to sit on the chair in the corporate world. So if you don't understand how to sit on the chair in the right posture, ultimately you will land up in back pain and ultimately spending a lot of money to get rid of the back pain. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Some of you are leaning as if, and that's very, embarrassing to see as a speaker. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Let us give a good image. A person who is forward inclined, having an eye contact with the speaker, is considered to be a person who's interested in listening. Somebody lying backwards in a very differential kind of posture or indifferent kind of posture. Would you like, if you were the speaker, how would you feel somebody lying? You understand what I'm saying? Do you feel good about it? Does it give a professional image about the institution? So let us, once you're sitting on the other side, you can ask some brilliant questions, interact with the speaker. It makes a strong brand image of the institution. It makes a strong, and that is your responsibility to give a positive image about the quality of students. We can invite some of the best people, but what you can do is to make sure they come here again and again. They come here, and when they go back, they say, wow, the stuff, the lot there was amazing. They asked brilliant questions. The students were really very, very intelligent, enthusiastic, strong learning instinct. So that's the kind of feedback which they write, which they speak. And if one senior person talks to 10 others, it has a very strong ripple effect. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Few more good news to share with all of you. First, today we got the confirmation from Mr. Mahesh Munjal. Mr. Anybody who has heard the name? No. He is Managing Director of Majestic Auto. I had shared it in one of my earlier sessions. He's Managing Director of Majestic Auto. Is part of the Munjal family, and he is likely to have 1 hour of session, and he will also create a club. He'll also create a club which will focus on improving the quality of communications, your interpersonal communications, so that you become a more professional and more effective manager in the times to come. He's one. We have another Chief Investment Officer coming from one of the leading banks. His name is Kumar. Oh, sorry, he's not from the. He's Kumar Akshay Kanta. He's the Group Chief Investment Officer at Wipro Enterprises. I'm sure all of you heard of Wipro.
Yes, sir.
So we are inviting some of the best people from the corporate, and let me tell you what is the underlying objective. Because once you are able to understand our objective, you'll be able to align yourself with us. Now, any speaker who comes here, we have his pictures on the internet, on the social media, on especially his name, his designation. And then he also puts on his social media, I visited CIMP. So it's an amazing two-way branding perspective. So all those who have not heard of CIMP, they also come to know about CIMP and they write some positive words. Wow, I enjoyed the session. It was very, interesting to meet these young and bright MBA graduates. So it's a branding, number one. Then strong emotion building with the organization. So when the HR says their MD has gone to this campus, Do you think HR will have more motivation to visit for campus recruitment or less motivation? More, because they know their bosses have been visiting this campus. So there is some bonding and relationship with the. So every day we wish to have one senior functionary from the corporate. Today I was interacting with a lady from Barclays Bank, and she has almost 2 decades of experience. She's from the banking and financial sector. She has also consented to come and deliver a session, online, offline, whatever way. Every day we are working towards improving the bond with the corporate world. We wish to have your reciprocation by attending the classes sincerely, attending the sessions sincerely, and engaging in constructive activities. Engaging in academics, research, innovation, incubation, commercialization. 4 or 5 words are there, very simple. Either you engage in academics or you engage in research. We are also going to have, we have invited Priyamvada. She is Senior Vice President, IndusInd Bank. Priyamvada, she happens to be from Muzaffarpur. She's Senior Vice President and she is a specialist in investment banking. She's a specialist in? And for your update, investment banking is one of the highest paid jobs in the country. Investment banking is one of the? In the country, outside the country as well. So we are trying to invite some experts. She's with IndusInd Bank, she's Senior Vice President, and a big number of your seniors are already with IndusInd Bank and many other leading banks, I'm sure, if you're following the social media. So 2 simple submissions to all of you. Let us join hands together, because making or taking a B school to the next level, it requires the collaborative efforts of the faculty members and largely the students. Each one of you is a brand CIMP. Tomorrow, whatever you do today, whatever you do tomorrow in all the years to come, is going to take the organization to the next level. And imagine, I called one person from, or me and Kumoji, we invited him. Now, if I see 5-10 of you doing summers there, few of you getting placed as management trainee, do we feel happy as a faculty, as an institution? Certainly yes. But in English there's a beautiful line. You can bring the horse close to water, but you cannot force him to drink. So we are really very keen to get you some of the best speakers of the country, some of the best academicians, but the energy from inside you has to speak. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will make it happen. So that voice has to come from within. And let us join hands together. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Not from the, he's Kumar Akshay Kanta. He's the Group Chief Investment Officer at Wipro Enterprises. I'm sure all of you heard of Wipro? Yes, sir. So we are inviting some of the best people from the corporate, and let me tell you what is the underlying objective, because once you are able to understand our objective, you'll be able to align yourself with us. Now, any speaker who comes here, we have his pictures on the internet, on the social media, on especially his name, his designation, and then he also puts on his social media, I visited CIMP. So it's an amazing 2-way branding perspective. So all those who have not heard of CIMP, they also come to know about CIMP and they write some positive words. Wow, I enjoyed the session. It was very, interesting to meet these young and bright MBA graduates. So it's a branding, number 1. Then strong emotion building with the organization. So when the HR says their MD has gone to this campus, do you think HR will have more motivation to visit for campus recruitment or less motivation? More, because they know their bosses have been visiting this campus. So there is some bonding and relationship with the. So every day we wish to have one senior functionary from the corporate. Today I was interacting with a lady from Barclays Bank, and she has almost 2 decades of experience. She's from the banking and financial sector. She has also consented to come and deliver a session, online, offline, whatever way. Every day we are working towards improving the bond with the corporate world. We wish to have your reciprocation by attending the classes sincerely, attending the sessions sincerely, and engaging in constructive activities. Engaging in academics, research, innovation, incubation, commercialization. 4 or 5 words are there, very simple. Either you engage in academics or you engage in research. We are also going to have, we have invited Priyamvada. She is Senior Vice President, IndusInd Bank. Priyamvada, she happens to be from Muzaffarpur. She's Senior Vice President and she's a specialist in investment banking. She's a specialist in? And for your update, investment banking is one of the highest paid jobs in the country. Investment banking is one of the? In the country, outside the country as well. So we are trying to invite some experts. She is with IndusInd Bank, she is Senior Vice President, and a big number of your seniors are already with IndusInd Bank and many other leading banks. I'm sure if you're following the social media. So 2 simple submissions to all of you. Let us join hands together, because making or taking a B school to the next level, it requires the collaborative efforts of the faculty members and largely the students. Each one of you is a brand CIMP. Tomorrow, whatever you do today, whatever you do tomorrow in all the years to come, is going to take the organization to the next level. And imagine, I called one person from, or me and Kumoji, we invited him. Now, if I see 5-10 of you doing summers there, few of you getting placed as management trainee, do we feel happy as a faculty, as an institution? Certainly yes. But in English there's a beautiful line. You can bring the horse close to water, but you cannot force him to drink. So we are really very keen to get you some of the best speakers of the country, some of the best academicians, but the energy from inside you has to speak. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will make it happen. So that voice has to come from within. And let us join hands together. Thank you very much. Good night.